And then you got ongoing training. And there's, again, two roles for ongoing training is to improve skills, to improve technique, and then just also motivation. I had my sister-in-law had a sales job where, as part of a sales training, the sales manager read the book Green Eggs and Ham. And Green Eggs and Ham is all about persistence and would you like it this way, would you like it this way, would you like it this way, until the customer finally says yes. But again, just dealing with that rejection, getting people to face another day of, yeah, getting up there. And compensation. This is, there's a saying that compensation is an art as well as a science. We talked before, one of the distinguishing features of a sales job is it's going to be performance-based compensation, which means at least some of your pay is based on productivity. This is not a bad thing. Salespeople are motivated by money. And if you're motivated by money, sales is a great job because that's how you keep score. So it's not just what you earn, but it's how you keep score. But the point is, salespeople will do what's in their best interest. So as a sales manager with compensation, recognizing that generating transactions is the thing that has the most direct impact on a salesperson's income, and there are those other roles of the salesperson that you want them to do. You want them to do the market research, you want them to develop new customers, you want them to do the follow-up. And so what you need to do is, there's a balance between performance-based and guaranteed compensation. And the idea is, if I'm at 100% guaranteed compensation, there's absolutely no incentive for me to work hard because I get paid the same whether I sell anything or not. For the 100% commission, there's no incentive for me to do anything but get the sale. There's no incentive for me to treat the customer ethically, and there's no incentive for me to do any of the other stuff. So this is where the balance comes in, is the guarantee you have control over, the commission part or the performance-based is motivating, and depending on what you want them to do, we want to design a structure that I might have a 30% guaranteed, and part of the expectation is that you come in for a weekly sales meeting and that you do a certain amount of your time cultivating new accounts. And then the 70% compensation, you generate that by getting commissions. So again, if you want a salesperson to do something, it needs to be in the compensation package somehow, that there's a reward for doing what you want them to do. Again, I remember I was working with one of my competitors' reps, thank goodness, and he'd a former rep, and he had talked about they had made a major push for new accounts where they wanted people to call on new accounts. And what they did is they gave a $5 bonus for every new account that you called on. And the guy said, this is great. I just sit down over lunch and I'd write down all of these calls that I made, send them in and make some good money. He didn't make the calls, he just wrote them down on paper. Which leads us to supervision. So how do you know what's going on with salespeople? There's a lot of stuff going on there. One, you want to make sure that they're doing what you want to do, and also this is skills development. You want to make sure that that they're growing as a salesperson, they're becoming more important to you. It's common in sales organizations to have some kind of a regular meeting, which is half motivational, half training. And then it's very common in sales to have the sales manager, especially in outside sales, accompany salespeople on calls. One, just as a way of observing and training, and the other is sometimes having a more senior title is impressive to customers. And then performance evaluation. And really this ties directly to compensation. Is if your compensation structure is consistent with what your expectations of salespeople are, then you would expect that salespeople are doing the things that you want them to do, and then evaluation is just looking at goal setting and are there things that we can do to improve your performance. I think that's it we have for selling. So I will not see you next week. Yes, question. Hang on, we got a question.
You talked about how people get coached a lot, but I think there's a flip side where I talk to salespeople, especially in tech, and they say the ceiling gets moved, like the goals get moved all the time, and they feel forced to change companies every approximately 4 years, is what I've heard.
Yeah, so the other side of sales is that once you make quota, then the quota goes up. And at some point, yeah, salespeople, it's in their interest to move. Again, there was that antitrust suit against all of the big tech companies where they had a gentleman's agreement that you won't hire each other's employees. And they got sued under antitrust and lost because that was restraint of trade. But yeah, an anti-poaching agreement was. Anything else? And remember, you are what you eat. Will it be turkey or ham?